Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the MailChimp e-commerce masterclass series. Welcome, and looking forward to talk to you today about brand, content, and storytelling. Hoping to share a little bit of guidance and some frameworks that can hopefully help you take your brand to the next level. My name is Michael Mitchell, and I lead brand and content marketing at MailChimp. So a little bit more about myself. At my heart, I'm a storyteller. I studied creative writing in grad school, and I've continued to tell stories throughout my career. So from brand strategy to digital marketing to experience strategy, I've worked with brands like AT&T, Heineken, and Toyota, and have been fortunate enough to do this work across the world in New York, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, and London. So here's a quick rundown of what we'll cover today. I think Jeff Bezos once had a quote that said, "Brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." And that sort of means that great brands or great branding is about building a great reputation. And that's what I hope these 4 sections help you do today. Create a brand with a great character, one that builds relationships and trust with your customers, and that in turn will help grow your business. So let's get started. First of all, we'll start with the secret ingredients that make great brands so great. And the secret is there really isn't a secret. The best brands at their core are a balance between their own character and what their customer needs, understanding their customers sort of through and through. It's that overlapping spot in the middle where the magic happens and the best brands thrive and really come to life. That's where trust and customer relationships are built, and that's where great reputations are made. So let's dive a little bit deeper into how brands do that. When you think about the heart of your brand, there are sort of 3 core elements that you really want to define. What's your purpose? What does your brand stand for? What is your driving mission? At MailChimp, for example, our mission is to empower entrepreneurs. It clearly defines why we're here and who we're here for. Second is understanding what's your vision. At the largest scale, how are you going to change the world? Starbucks, for example, started as one coffee shop, and they somehow changed the world. So don't be afraid to articulate your ambition, and we'll talk a little bit more about Starbucks later. And finally, what are your values? What things won't you compromise on? So we mentioned character being a huge part of building trust in your reputation, and that speaks to what your values are. It speaks to the things that keep you authentic and help you remain authentic as you continue to build your brand and build relationships with customers. So on the customer side, you need to have a clear understanding of what customers know that they need right now. What are their jobs to be done? And that's what that acronym JTBD stands for, jobs to be done. Do you know what they need right now today? And do you know how your business and your brand can help solve those problems for them? Second, you need to understand your customers so well that you know the needs that they haven't even articulated yet. You can anticipate and sort of get ahead of their unmet needs. You can do this by mining and uncovering these insights through deep customer research, having conversations with customers, getting in the field, getting feedback through surveys to really understand, get a sense of what they need today, but then dig a bit deeper to understand the things that they're not even articulating that they might need, that your brand can also deliver for them. And then finally, aside from the fundamentals, what are the blue sky things that customers want? What are their aspirations? What are their dreams? What do they hope to achieve by interacting with your product or your service? So for example, Henry Ford famously said that if he had asked customers what they wanted, they would have said they wanted a faster horse. They wouldn't have spoken about an automobile. So often the magic happens when we anticipate and reinterpret customer needs so that we can invent the future. And when these 2 meet in the middle, you can truly articulate your value to the market and define your value proposition. Your value proposition is the simplest, clearest phrase that communicates the emotional and functional benefits that your brand delivers. So let's look at some world-class examples of brand propositions. So I mentioned Starbucks earlier, and their value proposition has always been to be your third place. So you might have work and you might have home. At least pre-pandemic, we had those 2 different things. And Starbucks promised to be the third place for you to feel comfortable and welcome. This was evidenced in the environments they created inside of their stores and in the innovations that they continue to make to their retail experiences over time. And the key thing to notice here is that the value proposition isn't about the coffee, it's about an experience. Nike, for example, promises that if you have a body, you're an athlete. Whether you're young or old, professional or amateur, something about a new pair of Nikes kind of makes you feel like you can run just a little bit faster and jump just a little bit higher. This democratization of fitness is clear in all of their communications, and it's the strategy behind Just Do It. And again, the promise has nothing to do with the product. It speaks to customer aspirations. And finally, Airbnb promises that you can belong anywhere. Again, not about the properties or the travel locations that they can take you to. It's about a feeling. It's about that unmet need that travelers want to belong in the locations that they visit. These promises communicate feelings that build relationships through customer understanding and real empathy. And the most successful brands exhibit empathy across their entire customer journey. So this is a very simplified version of the purchase journey on screen right now. But brands that can truly convey customer understanding, that invites you to buy, welcomes you in, and supports and retains you post-purchase, those are the brands that really win in the market. So some key takeaways and thought starters from this first section. What is your brand's purpose? And how does it align with your customer's job to be done? What can we learn from how the best brands activate their value proposition, like Nike or Starbucks or Airbnb? And how can empathy play a bigger role in your go-to-market strategy across your entire customer journey? So then once you've taken the time to really articulate what your brand stands for and how it meets customer needs, the next step is bringing it to life. Shaping customer perception, building your brand identity, and understanding the impact that even price can have on your brand's reputation. So we spoke about character and reputation earlier, and aside from character sort of speaking to integrity, there's also a more literal version of assigning your brand an archetype to assist with your creative expression. So what's on screen right now is a framework of 12 basic archetypes that represent fundamental human motivations that evoke deep emotions. Emotions ranging from I want to feel safe, I want to belong, I want to feel independent, or I want to master something and really succeed in something. Each of these sort of symbolize basic human needs and aspirations, and they're brought to life by recognizable characters, the archetypes, like a caregiver, a magician, or an explorer. The guidance inside of this framework can help define a brand's role in a marketplace and help define its role in the lives of customers. All the brands here listed are examples. Archetypes are often directional, they're not prescriptive, and sometimes brands can adopt multiple archetypes, but finding the right one can help define your brand's personality, your customer experience, creative expression, tone of voice, and more. So let's just dive a bit deeper into this. On this half of the chart, we have examples of brands that align with helping customers find community or feel safe, yet they all achieve that goal in a slightly different way. Tinder, for example, communicates belonging through love and finding love. TikTok communicates community and belonging through joy, through the archetype of the jester, and Airbnb by aligning with ordinary people. Pfizer communicates stability and safety by taking the role of the caregiver. Amex assumes the role of the ruler, while Lego is clearly a creator. And there is this sense of safety and nostalgia and stability you feel when you play with your building blocks, with their building blocks, whether you're a child or even an adult playing with your children. So finding the right territory, the right archetype, can help create a consistent and compelling identity for your brand, because you can always lean back into that and tap into that as you continue to create consistent communication. On the second half of the chart, these are brands that align with independence and mastery. So for example, Peloton communicates happiness and independence through innocence and the sheer high you get from exercise and the endorphins that come from it. Google does this through wisdom, and Amazon through exploration. Help me find happiness through instant shipping on anything I want, whenever I want it. Nike communicates mastery by taking the role of the hero. Apple assumes the role of the rebel, while Tesla is more like a magician. And there is something magical about Tesla's cars. I mean, they drive themselves. That's pretty special. So when done right, these aligned motivations can be meaningful enough to allow for the evolution of a brand story. So for example, Apple today is clearly much less of a rebel than it used to be, but that rebellious spirit is still in its heart. You can even see that in the way that they design their headquarters. Their headquarters is a perfect circle. If you line up for all the Fortune 500 companies and what their headquarters look like, Apple would stand out as a rebel with this perfectly spherical headquarters. So that's the way that they've evolved their rebellious spirit, moving away from the 1984 advertisement to now even our headquarters looks like a spaceship. So again, all the brands listed here are examples, and archetypes are often directional and not prescriptive, and sometimes brands can adopt multiple archetypes. They're not audience segments and they're not campaigns, but the work of working through this exercise to kind of find the right archetype for your brand can help define your brand's role in the marketplace and its role in the lives of your customers. Are you serving customers to help them find community or belonging? Are they seeking mastery, and can you provide that service for them? Are they seeking stability and safety? By finding that, you can help define your brand's personality, help architect your customer experience, your creative expression, your tone of voice, and more. And when it comes to your brand design and identity, these are your usual cast of characters or usual elements. So these on screen right now are specific to MailChimp. And if MailChimp were an archetype, I think we would aspire to be the magician. We would hope that you'd find our AI-powered tools magical in how they help you achieve your goals and grow your business. And of course, there's probably a hint of the jester in our brand as well. But you can see that personality comes to life across our identity elements, from our color palette to our motion design, our tone of voice, and our experience. And these 6 elements on screen right now are sort of the key to making sure your brand always comes to life correctly. Make sure you always ask yourself and your team, are we being authentic? Because if not, then we risk losing credibility with our customers. Are we differentiated from the competition? Because if not, then we'll appear the same as everyone else. Are we being consistent in our communications? Because if not, then we'll start confusing our customers and they won't understand what we're trying to convey. Are we creating a presence? Are we showing up in the right moments at the right times? Otherwise, we might risk the moment to make that right connection with an audience. Are we relevant? Do we understand what our customers' needs are, and are we showing up for them? Otherwise, we might risk losing them and not meeting their needs. And also, do customers truly understand your offer? Otherwise, you completely miss attracting them, and even for existing customers, you might lose a chance of retaining them. These 6 elements should be the core to any guidance you and your team follow when you bring your brand to life. And then lastly, for this section, how you price your products is also key to bringing your brand to life too. So I'll walk through this diagram quickly. Pricing your products is key to shaping your reputation and also how customers perceive you and your brand. And this can become tricky during the holiday season as you consider putting more items on discount or weigh the benefits of growth versus margin. Typically, luxury brands are high margin businesses. Their products are expensive. They sell fewer of them to fewer customers but realize larger profits per sale. On the other hand, value brands are growth businesses typically. Lower prices mean lower margins per sale, but also the opportunity to sell to a broader population to achieve growth. So the question is to ask yourself, how do you want your brand to be perceived? Are you a luxury retailer, or are you a value brand? Your pricing strategy, as well as your holiday sales strategy, how deep you discount your prices will help shape and affect your reputation. Just something to keep in mind specifically in this Q4 as the holidays approach and as you plan on what to do that's best for your business. And when it comes to just bringing your brand to life in general, shaping your perception and helping you craft your brand's identity online, luckily enough, MailChimp has tons of tools to make that easier. So let's take a quick look at that right now.
MailChimp is built for growing businesses.
Let's say you own Big Mood Spa and you're looking to take it online. MailChimp makes it easy because everything you need is all in one place. Let's get you started. It's time to build your site. Start by picking a URL, then get to using all the creative tools. Pick a style and tweak it to your liking, play with colors, throw in some photos, make it you. Add product and make it shoppable. That looks nice. You can even set it up so people can book appointments if that's what you need. It's really that simple. You're amazing. Now, let's start marketing. Everything you need is connected to your site. With our Creative Assistant tool by your side, you can make emails, social posts, and digital ads. Look, you made multi-channel marketing magic. Boom. Then you can easily set up automations so all your marketing gets to the right people at the right time, so window shoppers turn into repeat buyers. This performance report helps you understand why sales are on the rise. Now that you know how easy it is, it's time for your grand online opening. Come join the MailChimp family. It's free to get started. MailChimp, built for growing businesses.
So some key takeaways and thought starters from that section. What is your brand's archetype or multiple archetypes? And how can that affect your customer experience? What do you want to align with, and how can that help you bring your brand to life? Where are you on your journey to a full design identity? And what can you do to help strengthen its effectiveness? What are those 6 things you can continue to ask yourself as you begin to build that design identity and personality and brand expression? And how does your sales strategy affect your brand's perception? Where are the opportunities for adjustment? And finally, this section, we're just going to talk more about content. I'm going to walk through a kind of detailed framework that's been popularized by Google and practiced by Netflix called the Hero Hub Help and Heart framework, content framework. It's a simple way to organize content types. It helps you organize your objectives, how frequent you publish, just to help ensure coverage across all of your audiences. So when the framework is fully realized, it could look something like this. So this is illustrative, but there's an opportunity you could devise something like this. We'll break it down by sections as we go through. There are a few larger moments across your yearly calendar that can help bring awareness to your brand. And those are mixed with smaller moments and always-on content to help convert prospects or engage existing customers. So let's dive in. When you're thinking about hero content, this is large-scale tentpole events or big moments designed to raise awareness and drive customer engagement. They could be big campaigns or special pop-up events. This MailChimp Masterclass series over 2 weeks is kind of one of those for us right now. They usually take a larger investment, limiting them to once or twice a year, but the goal for that larger investment is to help you reach a larger audience. Hub content consists of more medium scale but really high impact content designed to demonstrate your industry expertise and increase prospect engagement and hopefully drive conversion. So it's good to understand, what are you expert in? How are you sort of really the thought leader in your industry, in your realm, in your lane? And perhaps you can share some information on that. You could share a white paper on that or a video on it. Do you have new product launches throughout the year? This sort of in-between content in the hub content area, it's published a bit more frequently, and it can help shape your perception as a thought leader in your space. It can help demonstrate sort of clear customer understanding, and it's usually used to really help your customers achieve their goals. So help content is kind of just that. It's meant to help. It consists of really more small-scale, always-on content designed to solve customers' jobs to be done. It's designed to also increase people's affinity with your brand, drive conversion, and also improve retention. This is an opportunity to really speak to existing customers on a more consistent basis. This is your steady drumbeat of always-on content. These are your daily social posts, your stories, your tweets, your TikToks, if that channel makes sense for your brand. These are your customer service interactions and your support communications. Help content is a mixture of help and how-tos and explainers and demos. Perhaps more cost-effective paid media, your SEO strategy and your retargeting. Insight into your business, an opportunity for you to share behind the scenes, your team culture, customer stories, community stories, and also surprise and delight moments, sort of that express your personality and really express your brand identity. Brands typically spend a lot of their time here, investing in truly engaging their audiences. And then lastly is heart content, the opportunity to really connect with audience on an emotional level. It's more medium scale, it kind of balances out with the hub content that we mentioned earlier. It should be high impact, but designed to demonstrate empathy, really. Increase customers' likelihood to recommend you to new customers, and improve retention with existing customers and make them more loyal to your brand. These are truly value-add content opportunities and real brand building moments. Again, it's a chance to share behind the scenes of your business, your company, your culture, profile your customers, or simply find moments of surprise and delight for your loyal fans. They could be mini events or interesting experiences that you could bring to life across social. Investment in these medium scale pieces can vary, but the best brands find these moments to kind of pause the hard sell, take their foot off the gas of always trying to get the next purchase, and truly build an empathetic relationship with their customers. So if done correctly, your content calendar will be filled with large, medium, and small scale pieces of content to engage customers all year long. Something like this, a framework like this, is really a simple way to organize content types, organize your objectives, and the publishing frequency across the year to truly ensure coverage across all your audiences and all your channels. And as we think about all of our channels, it's important to have a clear understanding of your entire content ecosystem. This is an illustrative example of what a content world could look like. It's important to understand that your customers won't necessarily travel through your ecosystem in a linear fashion. They won't necessarily go in a straight line in the way that you devise the story to be told. That's why it's really important to make sure that your purpose, your vision, and your values remain consistent throughout all of your communication, so that wherever someone shows up, they're getting the same brand from you at all points in their journey. But you also need to understand the variables. So if your brand's remaining consistent, the variable is your customer. So where are they in their journey? What's their mindset in that specific moment in time? And what is the desired behavior you would like to elicit from them? Is it a purchase? Is it consideration? Is it retention? Is it loyalty? Is it just a smile? These are all the things you need to take into account as you understand what moments in the journey are people interacting with you, and what are the best ways to communicate. So understanding your whole content ecosystem, the channels that are right for your brand, and how they work together to engage your audience, these are all key to effective storytelling and relationship building. And fortunately, we have a great new tool at MailChimp that can help make all of that content creation just a little bit easier. We've recently launched our new Content Optimizer, which can help explain what can be improved in your current content and help boost its performance. It can give specific and personalized suggestions on how to make better content. It can help you compare your content to best practices so you understand what the industry standard looks like and begin to push your content further up the ladder. And it helps you get your point across, helps you be more clear and consistent, all through the power of AI. So you can visit MailChimp.com to learn a little bit more about our Content Optimizer today. So again, some key takeaways and thought starters from this section. What large, medium, and small scale marketing activities do you have in place right now to help drive awareness, help convert customers, and retain them? What does your marketing calendar look like? And is there a steady cadence to your publishing? What's your always-on content? What's that help content that you're creating in a steady drumbeat? And also, what touch points make up your content ecosystem, and how do they work together to tell your unique story? So, in summary, building a great brand is about building a great reputation. And that's what I hope these 4 sections helped you do today. Create a brand with character, one with a unique identity that communicates clearly with customers, and one that helps build relationships and trust that will, in turn, help grow your business. So I think that's all we're going to cover today, but we did set aside some time for Q&A, so I'm going to pass it to my partner, Amy, to gather some questions from the chat, and I'll actually come out of presenter mode just so we can all see each other.
It's all right. We'll keep going. Um,
Yeah.
so, the first question, Michael, our company offers two different things. One is a B2B service, the other is a retail product line to customers. Is it best to split these out into two different brands or two different companies or unify it all under one brand?
Yeah, so I think it really begins with a clear understanding of who your customer is. Um, is the distinction between those two audience so different? Are their jobs to be done so different? Are their aspirations so different that it really makes sense to create two different brands? I'm always a proponent to try and keep things simple, try to unify communications so you can keep them consistent while always remaining relevant to your audience. So at the end, it comes back to doing sort of a deep dive into customer understanding. And if it makes sense to split it out, it should only be because that's the best way for you to meet your customer needs and sort of help them push towards their aspirations.
Great. What are the best tools in MailChimp to keep branding consistent? Is there a place to store colors or fonts?
Yes, so we have a tool called our Creative Assistant, actually, which is kind of magical also, which kind of harkens back to the idea of us trying to be the magician as our archetype. But it uses AI to kind of scan through your existing brand elements. So if you already have a website, we can sort of pull through your fonts, your colors, your image choices, and pull that into our system to create multi-channel marketing on your behalf. So we can turn all of that into a social post or an email or any other type of marketing communication you might need sort of at the flip of a switch or the snap of a finger. And the system also allows you to save all of that data and all of your brand elements inside of MailChimp so that you don't have to do it over and over again. So it's a great way to save time, to continue to build brand consistency in all of your communications and elevate your design.
Perfect. Can you give more examples of hero content?
More examples of hero content? Yeah, I mean, so yeah, a lot of the examples in here were kind of geared towards larger scale brands, but I really think those opportunities where you have to get as much reach and as much awareness out to customers as possible. So that can take many different shapes and forms. There are tons of customers, potential customers on social media that you can reach with a larger investment potentially in how you're showing up there. There are opportunities for you to understand a lot of your customers live in a certain location and you can create a community there or set up some sort of experience so that you can reach them where they are. I'm a big proponent of reaching customers where they are rather than always trying to pull them to you. So whether they're on Instagram or on TikTok or happen to be in Brooklyn versus Manhattan, find where your customers are and create that opportunity to reach as many of them as possible. Hero content is really about reach and building awareness so that at a later date when customers really think to themselves, I kind of need a product that does X, they'll have your product in mind when they're ready to make that purchase.
Awesome. So, kind of along those same lines, how can a company be consistent if its brand needs to adapt to new values and customer needs?
So, how does a brand remain consistent when it's adapting to new values? So, I would argue that values shouldn't be changing too often, and if they do, they're kind of, expanding on existing values. But also there's everything sort of that we're walking through today are sort of the building blocks of sort of the rules of creating a great brand. But there's truth in the idea that rules are made to be broken and brands are meant to evolve. So when your customers' needs change, your brand needs to change with them. And customers won't see that as your brand being inconsistent. They'll see that as your brand being agile. They'll see that as your brand being responsive. They'll see that as your brand really understanding me and the fact that I need this tomorrow instead of what I needed yesterday. And you're being responsive and agile and flexible and evolutionary, and that's a way that you can retain customers, because there's always going to be that new entrant into your industry who's probably helping or trying to address that new job to be done. What's the next job to be done? And you need to always continue to keep an ear to customers' needs so that you're always, it's a double battle of trying to keep up with customer needs and sort of swat away the competition who are trying to come in from the side with new ways to solve that for them.
So you got to find a little balance, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. What are the key differences when creating branding for a B2B or business-to-business organization?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I really believe that people are people. When someone walks into an office with a business outfit on versus someone walks into a movie theater to go watch Avengers, it's the same person. So I think the key to it is really just understanding who that audience is. I'm kind of going to become a bit of a broken record here about audience understanding, but business to business brands, there's an opportunity for much more of a consumer-facing conversation sometimes in business-to-business brands. I think there's an opportunity. You always want to, like we mentioned earlier, you want to build trust, and sometimes building trust means a certain perception that is more business-like. But I think more and more, there's a blurring of lines between business and consumer. That became even more sort of stark during the pandemic, where we're kind of doing work at home. So I think really, again, just boiling down to understanding your audience, speaking to them rather than speaking to what a business person might want, but what is a specific audience looking for you, and how can what your brand values and your brand value proposition, how does that really meet their jobs to be done?
Great. All right. So for a company that doesn't really have much new product offering, how would they convey a newness or some type of hero content? For example, a dry cleaners.
How does a dry cleaners create newness and hero content? Yeah, I think there's innovation and excitement in sort of every industry. I think there's opportunities for you to create a new experience inside of your dry cleaning location. I feel like every dry cleaner I've walked into in my life probably all look the same. There's a good opportunity for you to do an audit of what do competitive dry cleaners look like. What's an opportunity for me to add something new and different? What if I put two lounge chairs in there if someone wanted to sit for 2 seconds while they're waiting for me to pull their laundry from the back? What if I created sort of a bit of a moment of rest or a moment of relaxation, thinking about the Starbucks example, creating your third place. I don't know if the dry cleaner is necessarily your third place, but it's about thinking about the experience, not thinking specifically about the product or the service you're offering, but what surrounds that product and service, and how can I make that different? I bet if your dry cleaner offered a bit more of an experience than the one down the road, there'd be a slight uptick in curiosity, interest, awareness, and that should probably lead to an uptick in sales.
A good idea. All righty, so let's switch a little bit. I work for a small nonprofit organization in the health sector. Often our marketing budgets are very slim and we can't afford hero content or much paid social advertising. Knowing that, where would you suggest we focus our efforts on in terms of content type?
So remind me of the industry again. Say that one more time, Amy.
Let's see, a nonprofit organization in the healthcare sector.
So yeah, budgets are tight, I understand, and paid. And I think you mentioned sort of low there's a bit of a paid budget, but not too much. So I think if you're prioritizing where to spend in terms of just a little bit of a paid budget, I'd put that investment into search. I think so when people are searching for something, they already have an intent to engage with that thing. They've chosen themselves to begin a journey towards an answer. And if you show up as that answer, there's a higher chance of them engaging with you. So I think if there's any wiggle room on the media budget, I'd begin with search, and then if that leads to more business and more stuff, then you can work your way back up the ladder to maybe some hero content.
Great. All right. So Michael, you gave an example of a company whose value proposition was solving the customer's problem, but the customer didn't realize that was the problem that needed solving. I work in DE&I, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Thank you. And my customers think they need new policies or procedures, but I believe they also need to change their hearts. How do I influence customers that way and sell what I am offering when customers don't think that's what they need? Excellent question.
That is an excellent question. That's a hard one. So there's an opportunity. So part of that, I think what I mentioned earlier about meeting customers where they are, I was speaking like physically, like meet them in social or meet them at a location, but sometimes there's a psychological way of meeting customers where they are and finding that sort of the Venn diagram I had up earlier. Something as important but as sensitive as DE&I and changing someone's heart is something that's a long-term investment and something that is about meeting people where they are. So I think there might be moments in time where you do lead with what they're asking for and opportunities for during those conversations to begin to get closer to what you answer what they're asking for, but get close to the things that they're not asking for that you understand are also part of getting to that ultimate aspiration of shifting an individual person's mindset and hopefully over time an entire company's culture.
Great. All right. So we have time for a few more, getting some really, really good questions in the Q&A. Is it possible to overwhelm customers with content or brand presence? Is content fatigue a dynamic that you all have seen at all?
Oh yeah, content fatigue is a huge dynamic. I'm kind of overwhelmed every time I log on to Netflix, potentially. Either overwhelmed because you could just scroll forever searching for something, and then underwhelmed because I can scroll forever and not find anything that I want to watch. So again, and content is expensive. It's time consuming. There are the chance that it's gonna fall flat. You do need to test and learn when you create content. So it's a balance of, yeah, understanding there can be content fatigue, but understanding on your side, on the business side, sometimes you need to prioritize the types of content that you create. You need to be careful about your resources and the time you invest into it so that you're not just churning out content that may not always be working for you. So being focused and deliberate in the type of content that you create and where you share and who it's for, and sort of the larger cliche that less is more and you want to keep people wanting more, that can definitely factor into your content marketing strategy.
Got it. All righty. So what's the best way to develop an understanding of your audience? Is it independent research? What are the ways to ask directly other than questionnaires?
It's conversation. Yeah, I think if you're a service business and people are walking in and out of your shop every day or showing up into your online store every day, strike up a conversation, get to know them. I think you can also understand by taking a look at what things are selling and what things aren't selling. You can take a look at your competitors and sort of any research they might have done on their customers and their industry. So it can be a mixture of existing research that exists just out in the world? What do, in general, do people shopping in this industry look for? What are the trends that are happening right now? What does 2022 look like for retail versus 2021? Sort of getting that broad macro point of view all the way down to the micro point of view that I just chatted with one customer today and he said XYZ, and I feel like that's a real good insight that can help me improve the business.
All right, so we have time for a few more. Are you all right for a couple more questions?
I think so, yeah.
All righty. So, should your content be the same across all your social channels?
So I think your brand should be the same across all channels, no matter what. But you do need to understand that certain channels are better for certain things. Certain channels are geared towards types of content that other channels aren't. For example, Instagram is far more visual than Twitter, for example. Instagram invests, people who share on Instagram invest in video, invest in sort of high quality imagery. Stories are much more of a vehicle on Instagram than they are on any other channel. So understanding how you show up on screen, how does your brand show up in a video versus a still image? How does your brand show up in 15 seconds versus 60 seconds if you're fortunate enough to have the budget for a TV commercial? And then across LinkedIn is a little bit more buttoned up than Twitter. Twitter is far more conversational, and you really kind of want to jump into the current conversation that's happening amongst everyone online. A great example is when Facebook went dark for a couple hours earlier this week. The Twitter social media team hopped on that immediately because that was the only social network that anyone was showing up on, and sort of this tweet going around is a tweet from Twitter saying, hi, literally everyone, because that was the only place people could show up when all those other channels were down. So it's best to just do a deep dive in understanding the actual mechanics of each channel and how audiences show up differently on LinkedIn versus Twitter versus Instagram. Don't change your brand, don't change your values, don't change your identity, but understand how does it evolve when it's video versus conversation versus something else.
All righty. Can you share a little bit more on brand voice and marketing to new customers in new locations and areas?
Yeah. So brand voice is really an expression of your brand's personality. And when we think of personality, we kind of compare brands to people, or at least I do compare brands to being just a human and a person. So I might speak differently with my boss than I do with my friends, than I do with my parents, but I'm still the same person. And that's the same with your brand and your tone of voice. You might speak slightly differently with a prospective customer than you might with an existing customer, but you're still the same brand and you're still the same sort of ethos, and the same purpose comes through. So if you make that analogy between how we all speak slightly differently to people, but we're all still the same in the core, that's sort of the guidance I try to give to people building brands and creating brand voice. You can tweak how you speak to different folks based on the moment in time and who they are, but you really want to stay true to yourself.
Awesome. All right, two more. Can you go back to the different content types? Can you talk about those a little bit more?
Sure. Do you want me to actually pull the slide up?
You can.
No, I might mess up the whole Zoom. I couldn't even pull the screen down.
Can you talk a little bit more about Hub content? We're getting a lot of questions about that one.
Yeah, so Hub content is not as large scale as hero content. You can publish it a bit more often, but it's really kind of thought leadership content. It's opportunities for you to really share expertise about what your brand offers, how your brand is truly differentiated. It's kind of really value-driven content, value-added content that can help guide your customers towards their goals and towards their aspirations. I think, for example, there are restaurants that might create a cookbook. That would feel like hub content. It's not going to reach as many people as an advertisement, for example, but it sort of speaks to the expertise inside of that restaurant and can really help customers sort of guide them towards their own culinary goals or culinary aspirations. So that could be seen as an example of hub content.
So we have one person who says, as an art-based business, we're trying to reach people where they are, and inspire and encourage them. What could be some examples of hub content for an art-based business?
So there could be examples of, I think, if you could create content around how to curate your own art collection. I'm sure it's something I'm interested in, but I wouldn't even know where to start. So kind of understanding, here are the top 3 best online places to purchase art for under, a certain amount of dollars. If for example, you want to help people fall in love with art and get more interested in it in general, that can lead to a purchase at a later date. So kind of really understanding what are the things that can help people fall more in love even with the industry that I'm a part of, that can then have a halo effect on them being more interested in my offering inside of this industry.
Okay, last question, I promise. So you talked more about Hero and Hub. Can you talk a little bit more about Heart and Help for content types?
Yeah, 100%. This is kind of where you can really have a lot of fun and really just try to, some more New York noise in the background, sorry. You can really just try to connect with your audience on an emotional level. So, for example, at MailChimp, we've created a studio called MailChimp Presents, where we've now begun to create podcasts around entrepreneurial content, but also things that kind of just speak to the entrepreneurial spirit. We have a great podcast that speaks to musicians about the song that changed everything for them. I think if our software is if there's an art and science to entrepreneurship, perhaps the software is the science, and sort of this hard content that we're creating in MailChimp Presents is the art of it. And we see a synergy between the artist's mindset and the entrepreneur's mindset. Artists just want to make something and create something and get it out in the world and get as much people to see it and love it. And we think entrepreneurs feel the same way. They just really want to build their business, connect with as many people as possible, and hope they fall in love with it. So that's our version at MailChimp of trying to create some hard content.
Awesome. And what about Help?
Help. Pretty easy. How-tos, demos, explainers, sort of the things that are really get into the weeds about how can a customer use your product, how can a customer better achieve their goals based on what your product offers. So really getting into the technical, functional benefits of your product and speaking to how-tos, demos, explainers, all of that stuff.
Okay, last question for real this time. Nonprofits, any advice, anything that you would want to share about branding for nonprofit organizations?
Yeah, so I don't think it should be terribly different than anything else. I think nonprofit organizations are more often than not doing great work in the community, so there's an opportunity to just elevate the stories around the great work that you're doing. Let the work speak for itself. Elevate the neighborhoods or the people that you're helping to benefit through your work, and that should speak for itself and hopefully attract the attention that you're looking for.
Wonderful. That was awesome, Michael. Thank you. That's all the time we have for Q&A today.
Cool. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate all of you showing up today. Day 4. We have a whole nother week of this kicking off on Monday. So hopefully we'll see a lot of your faces again, and appreciate you showing up. Thank you. Take care.